Hello. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great start to a new week. It's pretty warm here tonight. So, hey, do. So, you're going to hear the fan in the background. And let's see. I wanted to use a sympathy sentiment for tonight. Gosh, I can't even think. I think the heat has fried my brain. So I think I don't know if everybody saw it, but I had forgotten to mention to grab some either post-it notes or washi tape, something that you can mask off your paper. And I am just going to cut some. Let me just cut a couple of pieces of paper here so I have it. All right. So tonight I am going to use the Flowers of Beauty. I'm just going to use this stamp here. Hey, Karen. Oh, I'm telling you, YouTube and everything, it drives you crazy sometimes. So, like I said, I'm just going to use this right here. I'm not going to fill anything in because I'm going to stamp it in Memento. I want it in black. Okay? So, what did we need to cut for tonight? We needed a card base that is 11 by 4 1/4. And I chose Highland Heather. Ooh. And of course, let's grab our trimmer. We are going to score it at 5 1/2. All right. Now I did, let's see, I chose a winner, but I can't share my screen. So I'll have to add it to the room because I forgot who the winner was. I used the spinner and I'm not sure who it was. All right, so we have our 11 by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to check this because it looks like it's off a little bit. And it was. And it's scored at 5 1/2. Okay. Then we needed some coordinating cardstock, and I chose Gorgeous Grape. Hey, Kathy, how are you? And these are 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to use one for the front and one for the inside. Then we needed 2 pieces of basic white, 5 by 3 3/4. One is for the inside, one is for the front. And then I had said a matte for your sentiment and some basic white for the sentiment. I probably won't use a matte for tonight, but I got it just in case. So then we needed a stamp for the front of the card. And like I said, I'm using Flowers of Beauty. And I'm going to use this one right here. 3 coordinated ink pads. I chose Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, and Highland Heather. All right. And then a blending brush. So here's my blending brush. Some ribbon. And I'm using Retired Orchid Oasis ribbon. Okay. That's the only purplish kind of ribbon I had. Then you need adhesive, of course. Some gems. I didn't even choose any gems for tonight, but I guess I could find some. A sentiment stamp. And I am going to use the Something Fancy with Deepest Sympathy. That's the stamp I'm using. A punch or a die for the sentiment. And I pulled out the Unbounded Love dies. And I am going to use this one here, because I think that'll fit the sentiment perfectly. So I'm going to have to die cut that. Memento for the sentiment. And for my, and for my image, okay? So before we put anything together, I'm going to put aside our 11 by 4 1/4 and our 5 1/4 by 4. Just going to put it aside for a minute. We're going to grab our basic white. The lighting is blue, is it really? Okay. All right, so I cut some little strips of paper and I have some washi tape. And what we're going to do is I want to make sure I don't get my basic white dirty. Okay. And I want a strip right down the center. And I'm going to do it, put my strip this way. Excuse me. If you want, you can put it down top to bottom. I'm going to go side to side. And I'm going to use this washi tape. And I want to make sure that the length is long enough. And I'm just going to put it on the edge of my paper here. All right. And I'm going to, how far do I want it? I think, let me grab my ruler and let's just see. I think I want about a 1-inch strip. So we'll go, and I'm gonna cheat here and make a little mark just so I get it right. So I want it about 1 1/4 inch from the bottom. Oops, let's do it here. So I'm just gonna make a mark just so my line is pretty straight. So I'm just going to put my washi tape right along that line, all right, and just put it down. Now, since I wanted about 1 inch, I'm going to go from the washi tape up. And I'm just going to mark it quick. And you don't have to mark it if you don't want. But I just figured I'd mark mine so all at the same time I can tape it down to the glass and show you how I mask it off. So now I'm going to lay this one down. All right, and hopefully it's pretty straight. So this is the spot we want exposed. Okay, grab my blending brush, my 3 ink pads, and I am going to start with the bubble gum, my lightest color. Okay, and we're going to ink it up. And what we want to do, and I'm just going to hold on to it so it doesn't move. We're just going to put some light color in this spot. Just blend some nice color in there. And I want the center to be the lightest of the colors, okay? But I just want to get a nice base right here in the center for our lightest color. So how's everybody doing? Good, I hope. I spent the day today making dog food. We ran out. It was time for creating some new dog food. So that's what I did today. And it's so time consuming because I don't have, I don't cook everything all at the same time. All right, so I'm going to leave that just like that for now. And then I'm going to grab my fresh freesia. So it's, like I said, it's time consuming, and that's what I ended up doing today. And of course, she didn't eat tonight. So now I'm going to add this color, and I want to do it so it's on each end. So we're just going to get it on this end, and I want it to be darker than that bubble gum. So let's get this side. Yeah, I don't think Sheebs was feeling too great today. All right. Let's pull it in just a little bit more. All right, so we have a little bit of lightness in the middle. Yes, 90. It's 87 here, and it is hot and humid. Oh my goodness. But actually, I'm looking out the window, and it looks like a breeze started, which is nice. All right, this is the Highland Heather. This one I just want at the end here. So we're going to blend this, and I want it dark. And you could, like I said, you can choose any colors you like. But I want this to be dark on the end. And if you don't have blending brushes, you can always use a sponge or a little dauber. That's always good. I'm going to get this side now. Just want to blend this nice and dark. Thanks, Karen. All right, so that's nice and dark. So now that that is on there, I'm just going to go back and do it backwards now. Grab that fresh freesia and just add a little bit more in that area. Very nice. I think that looks good. All right. Now, when you take off your tape, you want to make sure you pull it off very carefully so you don't ruin your basic white layer. All right. I'm going to do the one over here. And then we have that nice strip of color right in the middle of our paper. Let me just wipe this off in case I got ink on there. All right. Now we want to grab our image, and like I said, I'm going to use this one here. And let's see. Let's see which one it is. I think it is the one with the lead. Where I'm doing it in black, I am not going to do the 2 steps. I just want the one, because I think, yeah, that all that would do is you would stamp it light and then stamp it dark, okay? But where I'm doing it in black, I just need the one. Let me just grab my, oh, here it is. Grab my block. Let's make sure it's gonna fit. And it does. All right. And where this is a photopolymer stamp, I'm just gonna grab my mat just so I have a nice cushion under the stamp, and grab my memento, and we're gonna ink this up. And I want to make sure this is inked up good because I have not used this stamp yet. So I want to make sure that it really adheres to this stamp. And we have a nice bit of ink on there. All right. So I'm going to take this stamp and I'm going to put it on the left-hand side and give it a good stamp. All right. So we have our image. Next, I am going to take some ribbon and I'm going to grab some glue dots. Oops, I just dropped a die that's missing from one of my stamp sets. I'll have to find it one of these days. All right. So I am going to, where this is nice and thin, this ribbon, I think I'm going to go around twice. So I'm just going to wrap it around twice. And let me just grab a pair of scissors. I didn't, oh, here they are. All right, and just cut that down. And hold it in place. And let's grab another glue dot. It's warm in here, so my glue dots are a little bit melty. All right, so I just wrapped my ribbon around twice just to make it a little thicker. All right, so let's pull in our matte layer. Mine is Gorgeous Grape. I'm just going to cover up that memento for a second. And let's grab this is so crazy how things disappear from my desk. You know how big my, oh, here it is. I was going to say, you know how big this gun is. I'm trying to use up all this stuff on it. It was missing. So I'm going to just put some on this layer. Grab our stamped image. And we're going to get it on here so it is straight. All right. All right, so there is that layer. Let's grab some glue. Whew, it's warm in here. And I am going to add some glue pull in my card, and we're going to add this to the front. All right, just like that. So here's my scrap. And you know what? I think I'm going to do it in Gorgeous Grape so it doesn't take away from the image. And we're going to pull out With Deepest Sympathy. Oh, here it is right here. So let's grab a block. And get rid of our ribbon and our memento. Make some room here. We don't need the brush anymore. All right, so With Deepest Sympathy. So we're going to ink this up and stamp it. Yeah, that looks good. And like I said, I'm using the Unbounded Love dies. And I'm just going to grab a piece of washi tape again. If I can, oh, there it is. I was going to say if I could find the end. And we are going to die cut this. So give me a second to run this through. So thankfully we have a GI appointment tomorrow. Bill's liver has been really bothering him. So we are going there tomorrow. We have to be there by 9:30, and it's an hour away. We've never been before, so we're going to have to leave a little bit early so we know where we're going. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop it up now. I'm going to use my ends. Let's put these on. I'm going to do one more in the center so it doesn't sink. All right, so here's our card. I'm going to, now you can either put it on the bottom or on the top. I'm going to put mine right here over that ribbon. And I'm going to grab the ribbon and I'm going to double it to make my bow. This ribbon's a little tough. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I think we're going to have to leave here like by 8 tomorrow. I just hope they can do something because he just is in agony. I'm not sure why. It's stuck on my finger. Come on. There we go. All right. So I just want to make sure my loops are about the same size. Let's trim our tails. rid of these pieces. This ribbon is small enough that I can, oh, here it is. I was going to say, I just saw this pokey tool. Use one of these smaller little glue dots. And I'm going to put it right here on the corner. Let's separate these loops a little bit. All right. Hey, Fran. So there is the front of our card. You can trim your little pieces a little bit if you want. All right, so there's the front. For the inside, we're just going to do it very simple. We're going to take that same stamp, and actually I'm going to do it in Highland Heather so it's not so dark. All right, so let's ink it up in Highland Heather. And it's going to be a dirty stamp. So let me stamp this off. Oh, no, not bad. Okay. I guess what we could do, this is a two-stepper. So let's stamp it in Highland Heather. We'll take that off. Let's pull the other one, and I can show you what it looks like double stamped. So here's the set, whoops. Here's the second stamp. I want to make sure it is, I didn't stretch it. So I'm going to lay it down. I am going to lay my block on top of it. All right, so this is the Highland Heather. I am going to, let's see. I want to see if this is, these are outlines. So I'm going to grab the Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to ink this up. And I'm just going to turn this so I can stand up and see it. Now we have to line up our leaves. Hopefully I get this right. And I'm off a little bit. Off a good bit. So let's try that again. I'm going to do it on this side. I'm actually going to do this one first. This is the outline first. It'll be easier to see the dark. Okay, so there's the first stamp. I'm just going to lay this down. Grab the Highland Heather. See, this one will be a lot easier to see through the stamp. Much easier. All right, so we got to line up all our leaves. Hopefully this is good. Oh, much better. All right, and then we're going to take this layer. Add some runner tape. Lay this on our layer. I put it on just a little crooked. grab some glue. Now I'll have everything on my blog tomorrow. Put this in the center. And there we go. Thanks, Karen. So just something quick and easy. With a few sheets of paper. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'll post the winner to last week's posts as soon as I get out of here, or give me a couple minutes, and create this card, post it in our Gal Friday stamping group, and I will pick a winner next week. Thanks, Fran. Okay, so keep a lookout for last week's winner, and I'll get the gift in the mail tomorrow and get those cards done and posted in our group. Thanks for joining me tonight. Please hit the like button on the way out, and that helps with the algorithm and tells YouTube that you think it is good enough to share it with other people. So thanks so much. I'll talk to everybody soon. Have a great night and stay cool out there. Bye-bye.